Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive challenge for anyone in email marketing. How do you send a ton of emails, I mean a huge volume, without just getting instantly blacklisted? It's a problem that honestly plagues so many businesses, but we found a group that claims they've cracked the code. So, let's see how they do it.
Okay, just think about this for a second. What if you could send 1 million emails a day and have them actually land in the inbox? I mean, really land there. It sounds kind of impossible, right? The volume alone is a huge hurdle, but getting them delivered, that's the real holy grail.
All right, here's how we're going to break it all down. First, we'll talk about the marketer's dilemma, the stuff that drives everyone crazy. Then we'll meet these email masters. We'll get into their core philosophy, take a peek inside the system they use, look at the insane results, and finally, we'll uncover what they call their secret weapon.
So, first things first, let's get real about the pain. If you ever tried to grow an email list, you know it's not as simple as just hitting send. There's some serious and often hidden hurdles that can stop you in your tracks.
I mean, does any of this sound painfully familiar? The costs just ballooning the bigger your list gets, your beautifully crafted emails just dying in the spam folder, and oh, the nightmare of shared IP penalties, where some other person's bad behavior gets your account shut down. And on top of it all, you're juggling like 5 different expensive tools just to make it all work.
And this quote from Chris, man, it just hits the nail on the head. He lost his email accounts, not because of something he did, but because he was in the same pool as a bad actor. His entire business reputation was basically at the mercy of strangers. It's a huge, huge problem.
So, if that's the problem, who are the people that have actually figured this out? Let's meet the group they call the email masters.
So what does that even mean? Well, this is their definition. It's not just about sending a lot of emails one time. It's about consistently sending over 1 million a month, and, this is the important part, doing it with high deliverability and engagement. That's the key.
And you hear that word again, consistently. Chris really drives this home. This isn't a one-time stunt or a lucky week. They do this month after month, which, it requires a totally different way of thinking.
But wait, it gets even crazier. 1 million a month is one thing, but listen to Doug. He's talking about scaling up to 1 million a day. And then he just casually mentions, what the heck, might as well send 2.4 million in one day. These are not theoretical numbers. This is the real deal.
Okay, so how in the world is this possible? Before we get into any of the tech, you've got to understand their core philosophy. And it really boils down to one single powerful word: reputation.
And this is so important. They're very clear this is not some one-button wonder. You can't just flip a switch. Success is all about building trust with the big guys, Google, Microsoft, the ISPs. It's a slow process of warming up your domain, gradually showing them you're a legitimate sender, not a spammer. You have to earn it.
And this right here, this is the night and day difference between their approach and what most people are doing. With the usual shared systems, your reputation is totally in someone else's hands. With the model these masters use, you're in control. It's your own dedicated server, your own IPs. Your reputation is yours and yours alone.
All right, so if reputation is the why, then how do they actually do it? Let's take a look inside the all-in-one system that makes all this control possible.
So the very first line of defense for that precious reputation is just basic list hygiene. And for them, it's not an afterthought. It's built right into the system. You upload a list and bam, it instantly scrubs all the invalid emails, the ones that would bounce and hurt your score. You're only sending to clean, verified leads from the get-go.
And let's talk about money for a second, because the savings here are just, wow, absolutely staggering. To verify, say, 25,000 emails a day with some other service, you could be spending over $1,000 a day. In their system, it's just included. That's a huge, game-changing cost saving right out of the gate.
But it's not just about cleaning lists. The whole point is that this is a complete, all-in-one platform. Think about it. No more duct taping 10 different tools together for your landing pages, your lead forms, delivering your products. Everything is in one place, tracked together. It saves you money for sure, but it also saves you so many headaches.
Okay, so we've got the philosophy, we've got the tools. But, so what? What are the actual tangible results? This is where that idea of economy of scale really kicks into high gear.
Just look at this. The difference in open rates for cold email it's not even close. The industry average is this tiny little 1 or 2%. They're seeing 8 to 14%. That is a gigantic leap in the number of potential customers you're actually reaching.
And this is the number that makes all of that possible. We're talking up to 97% inbox placement. That means your emails are actually getting seen. They're not going to spam, they're not getting lost, they're hitting the inbox. That's the power of building that reputation.
But what does that look like for a real business? Well, Evan shares this incredible story. He had a client whose site was getting less than 200 visitors a day. 3 months later, just from the email, they were averaging between 1,000 and 4,000 visitors every single day. That's the kind of growth that can completely transform a business.
So the results are obviously amazing, but there's one more piece to this puzzle. It's kind of their secret weapon. And honestly, it's not what you'd expect. It's not about the technology. It's about the people.
This quote from Doug really says it all. It's not just software. It's become like a family. Think about this. Anyone who uses the system can meet with the guy who created it every single day to ask questions and get help. I mean, that's just unheard of.
So at the end of the day, you're not just buying a piece of software and getting a support ticket number. You're actually joining this whole community of real experts. Instead of waiting around for some faceless support team, you get real-time help from people who are in the trenches doing this stuff every day.
And really, that brings us to the big question, doesn't it? In today's world, your email reputation is your business's reputation. So the question you have to ask yourself is, who are you going to trust it with? A shared server full of strangers, or a system that puts you firmly in control?